Brooke and I are heading to Michigan. I was looking at 2 Samuel 7 this morning. David says, "Who am I?" while he's praying. Who am I? I come into your presence, I sit here, I recognize I'm nothing and that you are everything.
Well, we landed in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Brooke is driving because she likes to drive. Heading over to Traverse City. I was thinking on the plane, I'm reading, and this old saint was once asked, "What is the gospel that you believe and how do you believe it?" The old saint replied, "God is satisfied with his son. That's the gospel I believe. And I'm satisfied with him too. That's how I believe it." Bye, babe. So we made it here to Traverse City. The weather is amazing. All the windows are open here. You can't do this in Florida. Babe, the weather's amazing.
So are naps.
Lord, you are more precious than silver. Lord, you are more costly than... So today we head to Grand Rapids for the conference, Exuberance Conference at the Well Church. This morning, my meditation was 2 Corinthians 11. Paul says, "I betrothed you to one." I betrothed you to one. He's taken the place of a father who has protected and kept his daughter to be presented to one. And then he says, to present you to Christ, a pure virgin. Then he says, "But I am afraid, I fear that as the serpent beguiled Eve, you would be led astray from the simplicity and purity of Christ." All this to say, the devil attacks the mind, and in this way, to get you to add to Christ. Because if you add to Christ, the simplicity is gone, and now you're impure. But Paul has betrothed them. We have an engagement. Our eyes are set and fixed, presenting ourselves completely to Christ. That Christ would be our hearts, Christ would be our desire, Christ would be all that we have, Christ would be all that we want. So we just got here to Grand Rapids. We met with the pastor and staff at Mud Penny. They have this restaurant, a couple of them here in Grand Rapids called Mud Penny. Great food. And maybe you can drive by it and get a little shot of it. But a wonderful time talking with everyone. We spoke specifically about you move on by not moving on, holding on to the grace of God. Here we go. Mud Penny. I'm gonna preach tonight on Christ, altogether lovely. You know, I just can't find anything in Christendom that holds my attention. Only Christ, the God-man, holds all my attention and fulfills all my desires and makes me want to talk about him. There's all kinds of other things that are offshoots and side things, but to hit the root, which is Christ himself, I think that's what an altogether lovely emphasis is. He is in every way, every part of him, not 90% of him, every bit of him is able to excite love in the heart. And that exciting of love in the heart causes obedience, it causes desire, it causes all the things that God desires from us, he does in us by showing us himself. That is what it means to say Jesus is altogether lovely. So that's what I'm going to share about tonight at the conference. Dave, you excited about me preaching tonight?
So excited. Jean jacket or black sweater?
I say jean jacket.
Really? Who's that?
It's Siri telling us how to get there. Let's go.
Let me just verify your selection.
Babe, jean jacket looks good. Let's go.
Wait, I have to see if I want to fold or not fold. It's kind of big.
Fold. Let's go.
Fold.
In 200 feet, turn right.
So I'm here with the pastor here at the well, Kathy. She's amazing. She wrote a book called Shattering Shame. You got to hear like what it's about because her story is incredible.
So I wrote Shatter Shame because I realize it's something that everybody struggles with, and it's something that I struggled with. And it's the one thing that Jesus said that he took on the cross, and that was shame. And so it's one of the things that also the enemy likes to use to defeat us. And I always say, we all have a past, we all have a story, and our past does not define us, it can only refine us. And so instead of giving up because of mistakes that you've made, this book is written to prove to you that God is amazing regardless of your past. That you can still have a bright future no matter what mistakes you've made or what's been done to you. And shame comes in many different forms. Most people have it and they don't even know it. So I wrote this book so that it could be revealed, so that you could be free and that you could live the life that God has for you.
Where do they get it?
You can get it on Amazon, Kindle, or Audible.
What has the Lord been saying to you recently in your life?
God has been opening up Psalm 37, verse 4, where it says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." And I've gotten the revelation that the delighter is delighting with unfulfilled desires. And it's in a season of unfulfilled desires. And we all have unfulfilled desires, things we want to see happen, promises fulfilled, prayers answered. And it's in the delighting in the Lord, not in a particular outcome, but in the Lord that creates a soul prosperity that brings breakthrough for the desire to be realized. That's what he's been showing me. And delighting is tied to the joy of the Lord, is tied to childlikeness, just a simple trust in him. And that's getting me excited.
So I just finished preaching the night session. I did preach on Christ Altogether Lovely. And babe, what'd you think?
It was great.
What stuck out to you the most?
Jesus.
I guess that's all that matters. Christ.
One of my favorite quotes came up on my time hop today. It's by Andrew Murray. He said, "In fellowship with God, sin is powerless. This is a holy life, living in unbroken communion and fellowship with God."
We got into the snacks. We're heading to the morning session. You ready, babe?
Yep.
So Brooke just said I can get there to the church without directions. She is like amazing with directions. She could lick her finger and find her way to the Grand Canyon from here.
That is definitely not true.
That is true. Babe, are you gonna share in box
I just
cake?
have internal compass.
Are you gonna share in box cake today?
Why are you asking me that?
Cause I'm gonna make you.
Well, then why are you asking me if I'm gonna do it if you already know? Because you're gonna make me.
I saw her sharing this morning, so I'm gonna call her up. She does not like that.
So I throw up my hands, praise you again and again. 'Cause all that I have is a hallelujah, hallelujah.
So 8 months ago, I preached at this church, and the
day after, the sanctuary flooded. The roof basically caved in and the whole place was just flooded. And for 8 months, they were rebuilding the thing. And when I returned, the first service back in, I was able to be the first one to preach back there. So it was crazy. I was the last service there and the first service there in the midst of one of the greatest tragedies. But in both, we exalted Christ and the fact that everything we need is found in him. I have many needs, but Christ has enough for all my necessities. So I'm overwhelmed in here. I can't take it anymore, so I'm just gonna grab a couple that can fit in my bag. This is Humility and How to Get It by Charles Spurgeon. I found this crazy Salt Cellars. It is just a collection of proverbs and quaint sayings by Spurgeon. And then also this Sermons and Candles by Spurgeon. Only he can do something like that. And then lastly, I found this Diary and Life of Andrew Bonar. Really excited about this one. So this bookstore is crazy. If you're ever in this area, you should come. It's called the Baker House, right? Are we in Grand Rapids?
Yeah.
That was so overwhelming. I don't even know if it was enjoyable. I was just overwhelmed. Babe, what did you get?
Now you know how I feel when I go into Home Goods. Every time.
What did you get?
I got some books for different reasons. I don't like this.